Hi guys. Let me show you all interesting things in this version of Forestwalk map. Alliance. First of all, as you see, new additional unit in Town Hall, Farmer. Yes, Villager Woman. What she can as battle unit? Nothing. She even has no attack. But she can sell chicken and sheeps, fish and chips, and she has first aid. One will be enough for army. This is optional unit. Not useless, just optional. You know when your food limit is 48 you need just 2 points to 50 and instead of building another farm you could just buy a couple of chickens. Chickens you can hide inside any farm. Okay, the next custom unit is a pikeman. You can train them in WoW Lumbermill. You know spear or pike was more popular weapon in medieval than the sword. Cause this is cheap and effective weapon. Pikeman is a melee unit but it has advanced attack range and look, he has minimal attack range. You can use them as footmen alternative or attack from the back of footmen as semi-ranges. Use them for rush or on the contrary against the enemy rush. So, in barracks footmen and riflemen's got a second upgrade. Shield Bash and True Shot. Shield Bash this is auto-casting ability, melee dizziness. Like in World of Warcraft. True Shot passive optional. Riflemen's will never miss after research. Sometimes could be useful. Against Banshees, Demon Hunter, Panda and so on. And if it shoots from the bottom up, you know there is a 25% chance to miss if you shoot upwards. Workshop. Flying machines have been replaced by the RoC version, helicopters. New interesting unit, Explosive Sheep. It works like a kamikaze goblin brigade. Sheep is much slower than a sapper, but it has a special feature, it and only it can be carried by helicopters. And drop on the heads of enemies. Boom. Tanks can also carry a couple of units. Not very fatty. At first I could put a tank in a tank, and put a tank in a tank and it turned out to be a nesting doll. If you upgrade steam tanks they become siege machines. And they will be able to shoot not only at structures. They will not become an imba. 2 new heroes for each race and 1 new tavern hero. Alliance got Ranger and Frost Mage aka Cryomancer.
What's the plan?
They have unique skills, but it will take a very long time to talk about each one in detail. See for yourself. By the way, many heroes received some additional 5th ability. And the Paladin can heal himself. In World of Warcraft Paladin could heal himself, so what problem? This hero is slower and weaker than the Death Knight. Light cannot damage, not counting Undead. Let this be a plus for Holy Light. There are a couple of new items here. But in order not to delay, let's move on to a next race. Horde has received a new building, Pig Farm. Some players are familiar with this from campaigns. Pig Farm is a cheaper version of Burrow that produces 15 food limit, but it doesn't shoot. Pig Farm, obviously, produces pigs, a regular one and a boar that shoots needles. These units are sold, not trained, so you can't have too many of them. Pigs, those that increase the food limit, can be hidden on the pig farm, by analogy with chickens. Grunts had a free upgrade slot in the barracks, and now they can learn the passive ability Deep Wounds. I wanted to make a Mortal Strike, but it's too cool for them. However, Mortal Strike allows them to wound opponents with each attack, causing them to bleed, which, unlike World of Warcraft, also slows them down a little, which is logical for a wounded enemy. The Orc Lumbermill has received a huge number of innovations. First of all, now it is possible to produce catapults from rock. There you can also increase wood production by 5. It is not as effective as human and costs twice as much. And only at tier 3 but, the orcs need it. After upgrade the lumber harvesting a new upgrade will be available. An upgrade for catapults that will double their AoE. All siege machines are already very AoE in this map. And with this upgrade it's better to show it. Boom. By the way, the burning oil upgrade of the demolishers has also been strengthened several times. Without this boost, the lava puddle on the ground dealt ridiculously low damage. The Wolf Riders also got a new upgrade to tier 3. After research, the Wolf Riders will change their armor type to large and they will have a normal type attack. And siege attacks will begin to affect the second target. Let's talk about the heroes. There are 2 new ones here, Grom and Thrall. Just kidding. This is Frostwolf Rider Allo Enhancement Shaman. As you can understand, he became a melee and has Wind Fury. And Grom is with the main attribute Strength and he was made like a warrior from World of Warcraft. Old heroes also got their unique abilities, and they were reinforced. By the way, troll regeneration now also works on Shadow Hunter, because he is also a troll. The Horde also received new items in the shops. Poison could kill now. Night Elfies. Near Wisp there is an opportunity to hire Trent. It's expensive, 60 wood, by the way, only wood requires, no gold. But sometimes it can come in handy. Archers have returned to the RoC version. They no longer have a Lund Grace, it appears in Hippogriff Riders, but they have more health. And they also have a couple of interesting skills. The first allows them to tame animals, and the second is to ride a tamed deer. The fact is that there are enough deer running around the map that archers can make friends with. We'll talk about the internal flora of the map after all the races. Believe me, the map has something to surprise you. The upgrade of archers at T3 has been strengthened. Just +3 damage is weak, boring and too simple. Now +5 and 10% attack speed. The Huntress changed the type of armor. However, they are still vulnerable to shooters. It's just that now they are not so damaged by siege weapons and magic ones work better. Like other similar units, they are hurt by magic type attacks. Glaive Thrower in the barracks and ballistas from RoC in Hunter's Hall. By one or the other. They were deprived of the minimum attack range. Previously, they could not be shot at point-blank range, only from a distance. What was stopping them? What prevents a ballista from shooting an arrow at an enemy at point-blank range? This is not a catapult or a mortar. An unclear limitation made ballistas and glaive throwers outsiders. In addition, the glaive thrower will be able to learn how to bounce like the Huntress attack. Druids of the Claw no longer require an upgrade to roar in bear form. Bears know how to growl even without it. This is logical. Instead, if you like how Druids bears fight without a form, they wave and tear enemies with their claws. That is, another upgrade, the Beast Withing. I was thinking of calling it Strong without form. Druid of the Claw without form will gain +35% attack speed. And in bear form, if you upgrade the paw upgrade to the maximum, then bears will have a 10% chance of bash. Just like the Beastmaster's bear. A mountain giant armed with a tree deals significant damage in an area. The big boy not only takes damage, but also inflicts it. The attack range of chimeras after improving acid breath is greatly increased. Now they hit much further than the towers and are like flying siege weapons. The two new night elf heroes are both druids. One is a classic resto, and the other is balance. More precisely, it is a hybrid. An owlbear who constantly struggles between instincts and intelligence. Accordingly, he has two leveling paths, as a spellcaster and as a melee fighter. The elves also had the opportunity to increase their wood production, but it is relatively expensive. Undead got two new units. Skybarge is available on Tier 3, a transport ship from the campaigns. It has two nice properties. Passive is the Aura of Bright, and the second active ability after the upgrade is Liberate. With this you could sell your own units for half the price. There is a cooldown, so you won't be able to sell every unit that dies on the battlefield. The second one is a third spellcaster in the Temple of the Damned, but this is hybrid like a Dryad and Spellbreaker. Half caster, half fighter. As default passive vampires have lifesteal and dodge. After upgrade they get the silence and transform to the bat. Oh, excuse me, to the Viper Bat. This is a test unit. Maybe I'll remove them or change them. Bat is very weak. When transformed, the vampire's maximum health decreases. But it is as good as travel form and ambushes, since the bats are invisible. New Ziggurat upgrade. It's something between a dragon's icy breath and cannon tower. Has high damage but short attack range. By the way, help me come up with a suitable name. Undead can buy skeletons from the graveyard. This is logical. The abominations have become much fatter. Logical. But what is not at all logical is the new undead hero. Second Lich. Only on a motorcycle. Sokote. Guess what this means? Supreme Overseer of the Cult of the Damned. He has different abilities. All custom heroes have unique abilities. And the second undead hero is nonsense. This is a banshee that can attack while remaining invisible. She also knows how to inhabit and capture even enemy heroes. But still, she has rather weak characteristics.
consume the living and the dead.
It's time to talk about an even more interesting thing on the map. First of all, it's fishing. Yes, like in World of Warcraft. You need to buy a fishing rod, find a fishing pool, and just rub your hands in anticipation of what exactly you will catch.
Of course.
And sometimes it happens that the fishing is not very calm.
It is certain. I see. Of course. It is certain.
All the buildings in the game are destructible, even neutral stores. Under these you can find secret basements, rooms with bosses. Well, the main secret boss of the map, you have to find out who is hiding in the wine cellar of the tavern. Although, the beauty of the map is in the details and in the atmosphere of World of Warcraft. You can run around and catch toads and turtles with a net. You can play it for a day or two without an opponent at all, just exploring the secrets. Oh yes, there is another neutral hero and secret shops with a bunch of custom items. Enjoy!